Okay, I was just trying to do a video the other way I normally do it, but I'm just going to do a direct upload. Okay, first off, I want to say happy belated Easter to all of you, and just wanted to let you know I'm here. I've been catching up on videos. Whatever I haven't watched now, I will finish later on today. But I wanted to start off by telling you about my weekend, starting off with Thursday. Thursday, Julia had a play date. Unexpectedly, was not planning to have a play date. Well, my sister didn't have to go to work till 12. She said, okay, I'm going to come with you to pick up Julia. So the plan was she was going to come with us to pick up Julia, with me to pick up Julia. And then I was going to walk with her down to where she can go to work through the catwalk. And then Julia and I were going to just go home or go for a little walk or whatever because the weather was beautiful. So just before we were leaving school, Cynthia had Seth for the afternoon. He was going over for a play date to play with Daniel. Daniel and Cassia are in Julia's class, and one's in senior and one's in junior. So it's a double class. Julia's in a split senior-junior class. So she says, are you going to come to the park? So I never answered because I didn't know, okay. So I mentioned to Pam, I said, well, I'm already here now. I'm just going to go to the park with them and let Julia play. So I went to the park with them, and my sister went off to work. And I was looking at the stuff that was in Julia's bag. And I was looking at the book orders from Scholastic. And I was sharing them with Cynthia. Cynthia went over after to sit on the bench. So I went over and sat on the bench with her, and she says, we were just chit-chatting and talking. She's like, oh, you wouldn't mind having Cassie over, would you? I said, no. So I asked Julia, I says, Julia, would you like Cassie to come over for the afternoon? And she's like, yeah. So we decided that Cynthia would come pick her up at 3:30, and Cassie would come over and have lunch with Julia. And when she had asked that, the girls were on the swing, and I had mentioned earlier that Brian was at work till 4. So we decided to walk through the catwalk, and she's like, oh, I'm surprised that they opened that. And I says, yeah, they opened it. It's been open for a while. So we went through a little stair area, and I was thinking, like, I had to think fast. Like, hey, what am I going to feed these kids? And I said, oh, do you guys like grilled cheese? And they're like, yeah. So we got back here, and I let them play. I cleaned up, and I got my lunch, and I ate some leftovers, and I made them their grilled cheese and gave them some grapes, and they each had a juice box, and I made them grilled cheese, and they enjoyed their lunch. And then after lunch, I was going to give them applesauce, but Cassia didn't like it, so I ended up giving them yogurt. And I got some video and some pictures, and they were playing, and I was trying to get Julia to clean up after they were done playing in the room that they were in. And Julia kept telling her, Cassia, let's clean up. We have to clean up. And I guess Cassia wasn't listening, and Julia was saying it so much that she just didn't care and just forgot about it. And so I ended up cleaning up down here, and then when Cassie had went home, I told Julia, you have to learn to clean up, and I made her clean up her room, which she did. And then when we went to take Cassie out to 800, we were waiting for her mom. I was letting them play in the field because there's a bunch of flowers, pretty flowers. That somehow somebody spread flower seeds, and these beautiful flowers popped up. So they were out there playing and running around and picking the flowers. And finally, Cynthia came to pick her up on the way to taking Seth home. And she said, well, maybe maybe Julia could come over next week. And I said, yeah, Friday would be good. And Julia's like, yeah, my mom says I can come over on Friday. And she says, okay. So we're going to see if that's still going to be on for Friday, because you never know what happens. Things may come up. The kids may get sick. And then Julia can't go over or whatnot. So after that, Julia and I came home. We finished doing a little bit of tidying up around here, waiting for Brian. And Brian came home, and we walked to the vet to get cat food. And then we walked over to A&W and got the family meal. And Brian and I ate, and Julia. And we hung out there for a bit. And then we left and went to McDonald's to have ice cream. And then I called my sister and was talking to her for a bit. And then we walked home and gave them the food that we had brought home for them from A&W. And then we went to sleep. And then Friday we got up because Brian had Friday off. And we decided we were going to take Julia to the beach. So we were going to Asperger's Bay in Toronto, the beach. It's going to be so much fun. So, I'm actually going to come back and tell you about Friday. Because I don't want to go over too much of my time, because I was just going on a roll there with my last video. And it was way over. Too big to load up. So I said, forget it. I'm going to do it this way, so I can keep an eye on the clock. So I'm going to be right back with my update.